What's going on? Smoke Break Podcast. And I'm here with my boys. We got my nigga Shaw from Texas. Holla at him, Shaw.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's All Look Live here, man. We rocking out. We checking out what's going on, the vibes, the energy here with my brothers, man. Shout out to the Smoke Break Podcast. Shout out Rico versus World, because us nominated brothers are doing amazing things out here. Amazing things out here.
Go ahead, Rick.
Hey, what's going on, Smoke Break Podcast? This is EnRico the Genius, EnRico El Genio of Inaudible Ruckus Podcast. I'm very, very grateful to be here with you guys today and to speak with you all.
Facts. So, hey, I'm gonna do a lot of coughing, man. This is good weed, bro.
It's Smoke Break, baby. Roll up.
Hey, sometimes you gotta tell niggas, like, today I was, today the 4th, I was at my wife people's house. Somebody passed me one of their blunts. I hit that bitch one time, didn't hit no more, because that's how nasty that shit was. But anyway.
Hey, don't pass me none of that booth, bro.
Don't pass me that. Like, anyway. Anyways, had to get that off my chest, you know what I'm saying? So what's up, man? Hey, my man, Rick. We got a lot going on, man. And both of y'all dabble in the music a lot too. So let the people know, like, what you got going on, bro. Like, as far as where you at in Phoenix, how they can get a hold of you. Like, just go through the little spiel, bro, or how you got started. How you got started with the plants. And
you want to hear about my background?
Yeah.
All right,
people gotta hear.
So my name is EnRico. And you can find me on Instagram.
Lay back, son.
Oh, okay, my bad.
There you go.
You can catch me on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter at EnRico versus World. So EnRico VS World. Originally, I'm an MC out of Cleveland, Ohio. For the longest, I went by Esquire McIntyre. Nowadays, I just go by my given name, EnRico. My YouTube channel is more so travel and lifestyle based. So I like to travel. I like to hike. I like to garden. I like to show people alternative lifestyles and different ways to get into those things or how to get started. More recently, what Costa was talking about, I have a raised bed in my backyard. I currently live in Phoenix, Arizona, and I'm out there growing kale, tomatoes, bib lettuce, goddamn onions.
Did you grow them fruit, man? I say some fruit. Did you grow them?
No. I haven't grown. I haven't grown any.
Yeah.
What you planted grew really fast.
Yeah. And so what I do, that's the Arizona climate working to my advantage. I just put it back there and shit just starts sprouting up, man.
I've been watching the story.
Hell yeah, me too, bro. That's what I said. Hey, you see, I asked about the fruit because them motherfucking fruit look good too.
Hey, so more recently, me and my daughter, we purchased some Rainier cherries at like a local farmer's market, and then we took the pits or the seeds out the cherries, and we going to get ready to plant them. One thing that I really want to preach to our people, Black people, is how to purchase once and eat forever. A lot of times we go to the grocery store and we buy lettuce. You buy romaine lettuce, you're buying your fruits, you're buying your apples, and all of these things they come with seeds, and we throw all that shit away. That is literally your money. That's future money. That's future food. Instead of buying new apples, go start you a raised bed in the backyard. It don't cost that much, maybe $300 at Home Depot, and get you some soil, throw that shit in the ground, and you eating apples for fucking ever. You got you a whole tree. You eating cherries, lettuce, goddamn tomatoes forever. So don't throw your seeds away.
So how you do that in like the Midwest, bro? I'm from the middle. I'm from the middle of Milwaukee.
Right, and I'm from Cleveland, so we got similar weather patterns.
Yeah.
What you really need to learn is the harvesting season, how to when to plant, when to pick, where to plant, where to pick, you know. So if you have a say you have, I don't know, let's say green peppers or whatever. If you are in the Midwest, you probably gonna want to plant them shits early spring. That way you can start harvesting by very early fall before the frost kick in. That way you can get your shit out. As for me, out here in Arizona, I can plant my shit year round, but
Right.
with anybody else, you know, being in the Midwest, we got a lot of gray seasons. You might need some heat lamps. You might need to grow your shit inside,
Yeah.
but there is always a way to grow your own food. I'm also pro Second Amendment for the Black community. A lot of us, we carry, but a lot of us, you know, we didn't came up on hip hop and shit that taught us to keep the dirty pistol and all kind of shit. Go get you some legal shit. Go get your shit registered. Keep that.
Hey,
keep
you
that
ain't lying, bro.
Keep that
Because
thing
like
on you.
I know people who can go get the fucking gun from the gun shop legally, and they still choose to fucking
Out
go
here,
buy a fucking
niggas out here
dirty
buying
gun off the
burners, bro.
street, bro. Like you,
Do not.
that's
Hey, that's the worst shit you can do. Do not buy a burner. You know what I mean? I mean, yeah. I mean, it might cost you a little less, but who know what bodies was on there, and you might get caught up in some shit that'll risk you your freedom, man.
right.
Look out for your family. Right now, we are in the middle of some shit right now that a lot of us have never seen before. There's no control of. The economy is crazy. COVID got people going crazy. Police
Fact.
brutality. All I'm saying is to protect yourself, but protect yourself legally. Learn the
Yeah.
gun laws in your state. Keep that thing on you. You can still stay strapped. If you live in the Southwest like myself in Shaw, it's open carry down here.
Yeah.
So I can walk in Walmart with I walk in Walmart with the thing on me. I got the 40 on me in Walmart in the produce section. But it's nothing crazy. It's just how they get down here. But
Yeah.
learn if you need a concealed carry license or any of those things, learn the laws in your state and get active about protecting your community. A lot of people have it fucked up about the police. The police are not crime fighters. The police are crime responders. Handle it yourself legally and have a report for them motherfuckers when they get there.
Hey,
You
you
understand?
ain't lying, bro.
You are
You ain't lying.
on it.
Ah, shit. I'm stuck.
Protect our women and children, man. It come down to us. I know it's a lot of I know Smoke Break Podcast got a big male viewership, black male viewership at that. Listen, I ain't telling you to do nothing crazy. I'm not telling you to do nothing that I wouldn't do personally.
Right.
Get you some shit legal, registered in your name legally, know your rights, and protect yourself and your family. And I'm gonna go ahead and pass it from there.
All right, go ahead with it, man. Shit, bro. Hey, for real though, you're not lying about that, man. Shit, I've been had my shit for a long time, bro. Since like 2008, 2009. Every state I switched that shit. Like, find out the laws here. I found out the laws in Kansas. Found out the laws in Tennessee, bro. Like, you gotta find out them laws because they are fucking different, bro. Like,
you ain't lying.
Like I say, Tennessee, you can have your shit. You can't, but the clip got to be somewhere else. And like here, it's all time. It's just different, bro. So you got to learn that shit. You get in them books, bro. Get in them books. Learn about these laws, because that's how they fucking us up, bro.
Listen, we have the internet at our disposal, which is 24/7 information all the time. When I go, let me tell you, the first time I went from Phoenix to Cleveland, because I'm originally from Cleveland, and carried my pistol with me, I had to learn how to fly with my firearm, and that shit's scary. Going to TSA with the thing on me, you know what I'm saying? And so, what I had to do was get a lockbox. Put it in the lockbox. You go to the front and you go to the check-in stand. You declare your weapon. They put a little tag on it, and then they check your baggage. So I flew with my pistol from Phoenix to Cleveland, and then when I got off, put that thing on me. Now at the same time, you need to learn what's going on. So when I get to Cleveland, the laws are different.
Yeah.
I don't have a concealed carry, and there's no reciprocity laws between Arizona and Ohio. So you have to take out your clip and you put your shit in the trunk, You know what I mean? But I made sure that, you know, if I'm going somewhere where I don't know if shit all the way together, especially when you're going back to your old neighborhoods and shit like that, man, protect yourself and protect your family. I'll work the rest out in court. Praise God.
Praise God. Hallelujah. It's on you, my brother.
Hey, listen, you absolutely
Giving honor
right.
to God, baby.
Absolutely right. Gotta protect. I mean, well, we know this. We've been doing this. You know, it's just the rest of the world catching up. You know, the tables are turning right now. I feel we're more of a threat now because we're more educated. I'm not talking school-wise, I'm talking about knowledge-wise on how we're obtaining so much now at a fast rate. It's dangerous for them. Like I'm cool with everybody, but you know, we've never been the minority. We've always been the majority. You know, we spend the most on everything. If we just stop spending and just stop completely, the government would crash.
Bro, I was just having that conversation, bro. Like, we give us 1 week of not going to no fucking store, bro.
We'll fuck all this shit up.
What?
I'll blow this whistle, clear all this shit out.
What?
So imagine if everybody just said, you know what, we ain't paying no taxes. Everybody in them.
What they gonna do?
Give nobody ideas.
Don't get nobody ideas. Right.
Hey, you about to have niggas fucked up like Wesley Snipes.
But that's
straight up.
They're doing okay, so check it out. Right now, I'm over here with the Fam TV. I'm with the Fam TV, right? They're filming, right? So what we're talking about, this is kind of like there's like a whole community of people talking about these things, you know, and I don't feel like there's enough people talking about these things because I just learned more about gun laws in just 15 minutes. You know what I mean?
And that's all. Hey, bro, like everybody's scared to get knowledge, but everybody's scared to do research, bro. It don't take that long, bro. Like he said, the internet is undefeated, bro. Like, they tell you every fucking thing. Like, it's so much shit I learned as a veteran, bro, that they didn't tell me at all transitioning out, bro. Like, I had to learn a lot of shit from different people. It's so much shit that our people could learn, bro. And motherfuckers, they just don't want to spend the time, that little time to learn that shit, bro. It's only they want to know.
Hey, so really quick, I do want to chime in for the listeners. The way that the three of us know each other, we all served in the military together.
Facts.
We went to Iraq together, and myself and Shaw from Inside Look Live, we came in with Costa to contribute to the podcast. But we all served together. We're brothers in arms. We done been to war together. Like seriously. Right. We come from being strapped up. I'm in the goddamn camo right now, baby.
Strapped up.
Strapped up. I got the thing on me, and I ain't gonna argue with that damn
motherfucker. Oh shit, bro! I don't like to argue, bro. I feel you, bro.
It's some understanding. Yeah, man. I'm teaching my kids. that the power is in you, and it's not given from somebody else. Like, bro, I'm trying to instill that. I really am.
You know, people used to say that to us as youngins, bro. Like, real. It just went past us, bro. Like, I know it went past me, bro. Like,
right? Yeah, it flew by me a couple times.
but now is the time that we really need it. You know what I'm saying? Like, and these kids paying attention, bro. They paying close attention, bro. So they know, like, my son pays attention. He's 7. He asks me all the questions, bro. He know what's going on with George Floyd. He know what's going on with the coronavirus, bro. Like, he pay attention. So these kids are so much advanced than us as far as they mind. They mind. It's span longer than us, bro. Like, so you right, bro. You gotta do that, bro.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and okay. So I'm good. I got my brothers on here, and I'm so blessed to be a part of this and to be on this podcast because I can give my truth and things that I go through and not have to worry about things. You know what I mean? So today I be going hard. I work my ass off, right? So I went too hard and I got sleepy and tired. I fell asleep at my desk. When I fell asleep at my desk, I forgot my door was open and my youngin ran out the door. So when I come to, I couldn't find him. Man, he ran out into the parking lot. Now, thankfully nothing happened.
Right.
But because sometimes we be so in tune and trying to push forward and grow, man.
Right.
We kind of overlook some of the special things.
Man.
And I believe even in my military career, I kind of overlooked some of the special jewels that people was trying to tell me because I was so bully-headed and angry at the world. You know what I mean? And always trying to prove something. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
it's so life-changing, bro.
Right.
I can wake up with a smile on my face now. I don't have to wake up angry.
Hey,
you know what I mean?
To really, situational awareness.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Yes, bro, knowing where you're at in the universe, man. Knowing that you control your space. And I've kind of honed in on it now. I think about all them times, bro. I get it. I roll me one and I just start thinking like, man.
Hey, that's the best time, bro. That's the best time.
Straight up.
Shit, man.
Hey, yeah. Hey, it's so good, bro, to be able to have. I'd rather vent to my brothers than vent to a counselor or someone
any day,
always tapping into here, man.
Right, because I know what your intentions are.
Right.
Yeah.
Counselors don't know what your intentions are, bro. They don't know you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. That's with that. Hell yeah, man. I just got smiles on my face, man. Like,
man, I see it, man. I love it, man. We know you was a firecracker, bro. you was a whole dynamite, nigga. You was
niggas some type of goddamn super thug. Hey, so while we were in the military, Shaw was the guy that we kind of had to have conversations with and pull him aside, like, yo, bro, I probably wouldn't
stop.
do that. Stop, man. The thing about him is he's probably the most creative visionary you've ever seen in your life. At the same time, you cross me and beat your motherfucking ass. So
and that was the difference with him, bro. He was a loyal. Hey, he was a loyal nigga. He was a loyal nigga, bro. That's what he was. No matter how bad he was.
I gotta get my volume right. I don't know what just happened. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, you kind of shaky.
Okay, well, check it out. I want to just introduce y'all. To With the Fam TV, bro.
Yo,
hey,
salute.
All right, so we got Cleveland, Arizona. Then you got Tennessee. No, Milwaukee. All right, so we gonna lock in, bro. So y'all, the day y'all get to come down here, man, I'm gonna pay them to interview you two guys.
Right.
Man.
Hey.
Y'all got to do it too, man.
I went to war with them.
Y'all got a good one.
I just wanted to let y'all know. I wanted to make sure we take. Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Hey, Shaw. Hey, put me on with Shorty over there to your left, man.
He said, "Put you on the shorty on the left." I don't know which camera y'all looking at. I don't know. I'm gonna back to it. I just wanted to tap in. Yeah, man.
Tell her I said, "What's up?"
All right, that's a yeah. All right, man. Listen, y'all giving me
hey,
to goddamn bless
man,
you.
that's what's up, man. That's what's up, bro. I'm loving that, bro. Like,
Hey,
that's how you bring on, bro.
My man got a whole team of staff.
Bro, what, bro? I'm loving that, bro. Like,
I love it. I love it,
bro.
Bro, I'm super proud of you, bro. I'm super proud of you.
Hey, listen, I'm trying to come out there and get down.
And you know, everybody gonna say that, bro, who know what you've been through. Everybody gonna say they super proud of you. Who know what you've been through, bro. Like, we know. And that's just the army side. Yeah. Even like you were so like close knit with us. You would tell us what's going on back home. You know what I'm saying? So we knew what you went through and all time. We knew you was an angry ass motherfucker, boy. Man. But that's what's up, bro. Where you came from, bro. I'm loving it, bro. Yeah.
Hey, real quick, while y'all listening, did y'all get a chance to see The Five Bloods on Netflix?
Man, okay.
Can I be real with you? Wait. Let me say something before you say this, because I'm not gonna even jack. Reason why I didn't see it, bro, and this is why this is a perfect thing y'all said that. Perfect timing. I don't watch war movies, bro. I'm fucked up in the head. Like PTSD is a bitch, bro. So I don't watch war movies. That's real. So I can't watch it. Everybody just tell me about it. So I can't watch it.
It was definitely, man, listen, now we didn't go to Nam, okay? But to be able to, loyalty is
big, bro. Like, no matter what you, in the thing, no matter what you should go through.
Back.
Yes.
And
so what I love.
Go ahead.
Okay, so what I loved about the movie is, so for anybody who hasn't seen it, The Five Bloods is about 4 friends who served in the military together. They went to Vietnam together. And when they get older, they all come together and take a trip back, but it's like a treasure hunt. They go to find the remains of one of their fallen comrades, who is the Fifth Blood. Yeah. And then they also go to find gold that they buried while they was downrange. And I remember that a lot of like we would have those types of conversations like, man, what if we was in Saddam's mansion and you found like $1 million? Like, what would you do? And so to see that played out for me was amazing, because I know who I would tell. I know how we would split it. I know who the weak link is in the chain, who would probably fuck shit up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Niggas had a nigga that you had tax in the little group, niggas who computer minded. Then you had motherfucking goons like Shaw and Leg. And T-Lag, niggas, like,
oh my god,
that's my nigga. Hey, that's my nigga, bro.
Hey, that nigga was the real life Project Pat. I love Leg. Hey, shout out to T-Leg, man.
Shots out to Leg,
bro. He gave me a plate. I was, now I'm at the
we know.
I was sleeping on that brother's flow. He invited me in. I ain't have a lot of family, you know what I'm saying, other than y'all, really. So anything that's going on now, man, it's because y'all kept me out of a lot of shit when I could have been in a lot of shit. A lot.
Yeah, that's true as a motherfucker, man.
It ain't just me. This shit is us. Cause
man, what?
Take for a real brother to say, hey, bro, you fucking up. You really fucking up. And to be brave enough to say that to another man, bro, is rare now.
Rare.
People feel like
you can't even keep it real with motherfuckers no more.
Yeah, nigga sensitive.
Without a motherfucker calling you some type of bully or some shit. Like, nigga, I told you the fucking truth.
That's it. Just take it, bro. Take it. And if you feel a certain type of way about it, say what you're gonna say. Just say what you gonna. Don't be sensitive about it. Just say what you're gonna say. Let me know how you feel about what transpired, because how I just told you how you was fucking up, and then you get mad about it. Go somewhere with that, bro. Like no.
Hey, we come from a generation where we were able to be a little more blunt with each other, and it was accepted.
too blunt, bro.
Well, it was out of love though, because you can't just come up to anybody even then and say anything. But between us as black comrades in a white man's military, we had to be able to check each other, like, hey man. Bro, you fucking up. Like, you look crazy as shit right now. Go fix that. You know what I'm saying?
Facts, man.
You said it better, bro. You couldn't have said it even, man. I mean, the shit that we went through.
While we talking about that,
men, bro.
While we talking about that, how do you feel your transition once you came out of the military? Do you feel like you've been taken care of?
Go ahead, bro. You can go ahead, Sean.
Or do you feel like you were just let go?
Okay. Okay, so all right. When I was getting transitioned out, I was getting transitioned out the wrong way. So when I got transitioned out, I got the lectures, I got the 45, the extra duty and all that, right? But one thing I can say, after going through all of that and becoming an actual veteran, and then actually moving my pride out the way and accepting that I'm a veteran, I had to go to that stage first. It's been a blessing.
Right, facts. Hey, what about?
Because someone gave me the knowledge. Let's say that someone gave.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Holding the knowledge.
I was gonna piggyback on that. Like the knowledge you receive from the other people that when you was in transition, them motherfuckers didn't tell you nothing, bro.
No, they
didn't tell you nothing, bro. Like all the benefits you can get and everything. My brother went through that same shit. Before I continue saying what really happened with me, but my brother went through the same shit, and he let me know though. Like, if I didn't have my brother, bro, he was in longer than me. If I didn't have my brother telling me what steps to go through, I would have been lost, bro. Like, I would have been lost because they don't tell you shit, and they're not. That's the fucking problem, bro. Like, they're not. The transition for me from out the Army, I say the first, about 3 years out, probably, like, I didn't know what to do. I tried to work, bro. Like, I'm like, Shaw, I didn't want to show my veterans ID or whatever. I didn't want to show that shit. I didn't want to talk about that shit. Like, everybody was like, let's use your military discount. I'm like, no, I don't. Like, I was that type of person. But like you said,
you wanted to keep that close. Yeah.
I just wanted to keep that with me. You know what I'm saying? I ain't want to share that with everybody. Well, I want to share that with everybody. Like, I've been through this shit. It was a struggle in the military. But like you said though, Ray, if we didn't have each other, bro,
man,
that each other, like the people that was around us, we were so tight, bro. Like, even if we got into it, we were so tight. When you got out here transitioning, anybody is like will stab you in the back and don't give a fuck, bro. Like,
man.
So finding people like y'all when we was in is so different when you get in the real world. So that make it even more like you shut off from the world, bro. Like that make it. I was shut off for a minute. Like, I'm still a loner right now, but I'm just out here now. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm out here. I came into myself probably like a year ago. You know what I'm saying? And I've been out since 2013. I came to myself a year ago, bro. Like, it's shit that we need to try to get out there too, man, about this PTSD. Like, it's the doctors, they doctors. They don't know you. Get somebody like get one of your close homies like Shaw, like Reek, like, and talk to them. Like, sometimes that shit helps. 'Cause our last conversation, like, I did not know, and I'm pretty sure y'all did not know, we all had went through that much shit when we got out that motherfucker. Like,
the exact same.
me, like, I hit rock fucking bottom when I got out. I lost my crib. I lost both of my cars. Bro, I hit rock bottom. I couldn't work. My mind wasn't made for unstructured shit. And then I'm a mechanic. So I was the only black person who was there. They never hired nobody else who didn't work longer than like 10 years there. Like, the seniority was crazy. It was a diesel truck company.
So socially, you were kind of on the outs anyway.
On the outs, bro. So it's crazy to say. Even, like, I love my family. I love my family. I got a lot of family, but they couldn't understand what the fuck I went through. You know what I'm saying? Like, even that. So that PTSD shit is still there, but I'm just learning. Like I said, coming into myself, like, in the past year, because I'm able to do different shit, and I'm able to talk, express myself, let myself out. That's why this podcast was good for me, bro. So that
as a way to vent.
Right. So that's my part, bro.
Well, let me say real quick. When I got out of the military, I realized that the real war hadn't even started. Like, I thought that I had went through the worst of things by going overseas, catching mortar attacks, and then my mentals was fucked up overseas due to separation anxiety from my family, because 6 months into our tour overseas, we got the word that we were getting extended. And so we thought that we were halfway through. It pretty much had started over halfway through. And so a lot of us got families, friends back home, girlfriends, wives, and a lot of soldiers didn't know how to take that. You know, like myself personally, I had a long-term girlfriend. She ended up getting pregnant by some other dude. I know some dudes' wives was cheating on them, and they don't really show that side of war, because, we out here, quote unquote, defending freedom. But at the same time, everything that we held close to us or held dear to us is falling apart. Back in the States, you can't even maintain a real relationship while you're overseas. I don't know if anybody who was listening knows what a camo blackout is. So while we were overseas, anytime a soldier on our base or on our basically in our territory got killed, they would shut off the phones and communication back home, so that the military, the army, would have the chance to communicate with the family first and let them know that they experienced a loss. But what that does to the rest of us is alienates us from our family and friends. So when you were expecting to talk to your child on their birthday, when you were expecting to talk to your parents on their anniversary, when you were expecting to talk to your wife on your birthday, you can't, because somebody else died, and you still have to process that death, as well as the loss of you not being able to communicate with your family on that specific holiday. And so I remember I breaking down while we were overseas. They had put me on Zoloft, and I remember blacking out off that shit. And I had a lot of people coming to check on me. They were coming to check on me, and I didn't really know how to process that, because I had never had any mental health issues before that. And at the same time, while you're in the military, we kept mental health things close, because you never want to look crazy, because you didn't want to lose your money, lose your status, or look unreliable to your team. And with my brothers out there, I wanted them to always believe that, or y'all to always believe that, I had your back, and anytime something pop off, I'm ready. But once you get worn down overseas, I like, honestly, I wasn't ready. There was always the threat of death. I remember even when we joked about it, like I know y'all remember being downrange and it get cloudy out or it get real dark out, and they be like, "No, you better get in the house. You better go, get in the shoes real quick because it's about to be a mortar attack." Anytime visibility is low when you're overseas, you can almost expect a rocket or a mortar attack from insurgents outside of the camp shooting. And so what a mortar or a rocket attack is, they like shoot like explosives out of a tube into the camp to try and pretty much hit anybody. Anything, anybody. And so I remember one time we were all walking back from the dining facility. I can't remember all who was there. I remember Haskins being there. And I remember I heard like a mortar like come over. And I was like, oh shit, we got to get the fuck out of here. Because we was like in the wide open, right? And so I take the fuck off. And then when we heard the mortar land, we all dropped, right? And somebody was smoking, walking with us, and they threw their cigarette, and I saw the flicker from it. I thought that was the mortar hitting us, and I took the fuck off. And I never ran that fucking fast in my fucking life. And I ran all the way back to the choose.
Oh shit, them stories.
And so everybody, when we got back, we all laughing about it, but that shit not funny for real. But we have to make jokes out of that type of shit to kind of like humanize
to calm us down. Yeah.
Right.
And so when I got back, after dealing with all that, after I got back, my grandmother died. My father committed suicide 2 weeks before my daughter was born. And I realized that the war had really just started. So transitioning from being a soldier into being a civilian was a total thing. I was having road rage. Like, you remember the defensive driving courses that we used to take, right?
You worse than me, bro.
And so look, let me tell you, I'm gonna get off my soapbox real quick. But you remember them defensive driving classes we took? And anytime anything looks remotely aggressive, we learn to box that shit out, handle that shit, and then get on with the mission, right? So I didn't unlearn that shit. So I get back to fucking Cleveland, and you got crazy ass civilians in traffic doing what the fuck ever. I'm ready to run motherfuckers off the road, and I don't even know why. You understand? I'm just like
it's true.
Anytime a challenge is presented, I'm like, my thing is like, what I always tell people is when you only have a hammer, every problem looks like a nail, right? When your only tool is a hammer, every problem looks like a nail. And so I was ready to snuff motherfuckers out because when we got back, they gave us that decompression shit, but nobody ever really had real talk with us on what it was going to be like becoming a civilian.
Wow.
Man, that's what I'm saying. Like, they don't know, bro. They don't know, bro. That shit is real. You know what I'm saying? It's real. People have real problems getting transitioned.
Bro.
Like,
People have real problems, bro. But, they accepting that you have a problem is one of the hardest things for us. For me, it was hard for me to accept that I had PTSD. No, y'all not gonna tell me I ain't got shit. Mother, you know what I'm saying? But I really had it. When I first realized that I had it was when it was some music playing and I was working on some artwork. And I was like, the music was bothering me. It was just a vibration from the sound, and somehow it felt like I was getting attacked just from the sound. So I knew I had a problem, and this is how I had to really stop drinking. Like I got to a point so bad to where my stepfather had to come to my attic and come get me out. I was up there sleeping with a bottle of Amsterdam, the big boy bottle.
Damn.
I had to realize I had a problem. I had a real problem. Because I wouldn't forgive myself. I had to learn to forgive myself for leaving home to go do what we had to do. Okay, I had to realize I'm not going to know all of my family because I wasn't around. I'm still meeting family and I'm 35.
Right, man. That's so real.
Right. You know what I'm saying? So it's learning to accept it is what it is and moving forward through it. And a lot of veterans that's been in Nam, that's been in all these wars, bro, they're not getting some of the things they deserve because of the pride, bro.
It is the pride, bro. Like, it took me a while to even talk to the doctors, bro. Like, and
What?
that shit, I'm not gonna lie, like, that shit really, you just let shit off your chest. But it still, though, you still have PTSD. Let's not get it twisted. You go to the doctor and talk to a motherfucker. Yeah, that shit gone. Hell no. Matter of fact, it probably get worse just because you went and talked to a motherfucker and you just let all that shit out. It been built up because you couldn't. Like you said earlier, Rick, we had to move on from shit. Like, we had to,
real quick.
You couldn't cry about shit. Like, you had to move on because
suck that shit up and get on with the mission.
Especially in Iraq, bro, overseas, bro. Like, there wasn't no sobbing and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? You had to move on quickly. There was nobody to really talk to. You'll have a couple conversations, but you had to move on quickly because tomorrow you might be on the road to a mission, bro. So you had to have your full focus had to be on that.
Yeah,
and
right.
Even when we was walking on the fives, our full focus on, please do not let them around hit over here while I'm walking. Like that.
My
That's
first time going out the wire, I was fucking terrified, man.
What? I think I damn near pissed on myself the first time I went out the wire, bro. Because I had to piss so bad, bro. Like, I would, like, no, bro. Like, I'm like, hey, give me one of them motherfucking bottles. Nigga. Give me a motherfucking bottle, nigga. And I was the driver too. I'm like, give me a bottle. Shit.
Oh, you was the driver?
Hell yeah.
So that's one thing that I never had to experience. I never drove outside of the wire, but I was in the back seat like a kid that just left the principal office. I ain't got control over shit. If we like every bump, I thought we was about to get blowed the fuck up. I was like,
and it's that feeling, bro. It's that, bro. Everything you see, like, it's so fucking mind-boggling, bro. Like, when I got out, I was the same way. Everything I see is a suspect, bro. Like, but that's how it was in Iraq. Everything you see was a fucking suspect.
Hey, shout out to Day Day. Everybody's a suspect today.
Oh my life. Everybody's a
I blow this whistle, clear all this shit out.
For real, man. Man, that shit was kind of tough though. So that's why I know from what we've been through in the Army, and then our stories coming out the Army, and then like right now today, bro, this is beautiful, bro. It's beautiful.
Let me tell you real quick. So we come from support roles. Myself being in communications, you being a mechanic and a driver. And Shaw, you was a driver
88.
Too,
huh? He was an 88. He was a real driver. I was a mechanic.
Right.
He was a real driver, though. He was out there all the time.
Right. And so, you hear certain things, and when we got back, I felt like, well, I didn't really do. I wasn't infantry, so I felt like, oh no, we straight. I wasn't in like crazy ass firefights every day and that sort of thing. But when you get back, you realize how much the little shit has gotten to you, how much that stuff has bothered you. Like how you talk about when you say you got back and people say you want to use your military discount. Like I almost felt like I wasn't worthy to even do that sort of shit or even call that certain shit out. Just off the code. Like, nah, man. I'm support, man. Nah, I'm more so behind the scenes.
Right.
I'm more so behind the scenes, and then you get out in the real world and you realize that you fucked up, because you didn't still receive this training that then amped you up to kill all fucking day, and then you get back and they're like, all right, everything normal now. No, it's not. You know what I mean? Like this motherfucker just tried to cut me off, and so I got to do something. Like that's not an insurgent. That's an American citizen. Nigga, don't run this person off the road. but you don't really know how to process
You can't.
that type of shit.
It works for different, and like all our stories different. Like the road rage, and my shit was everybody a suspect, bro. Like for real, like everybody was a suspect. And till this day, though, I'm still like, hey, I went to Iraq, bro, 3 times. I'm not finna die in the city. That
Straight
just
up. Hey, I say I ain't going out doing no sucker shit.
I ain't going out, nigga. I dodge IEDs, I dodge all mortar rounds and shit, nigga. And no,
I got both my feet, my nigga.
All my fingers and shit, bro. Like shit. Hell no.
It's funny to say that, bro. It took me a long time to even step out in anybody's club or event, bro. Look, a long time, at least a year. Like when I'm talking about really going out, trying to get in tune with what civilian life really was.
Yeah.
I know where I'm at. It changed big time since them years, bro. They add up. And just visiting back home, you don't learn enough until you really touch down back home, and then
you was going to the same place where your family was at, and then you back. It wasn't enough time to know like. This is some bullshit out here. Like what the
straight
fuck?
up bullshit.
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
Hey, so go ahead. Let me change the subject real quick. Racism in the Army. Have you experienced any at all?
Well,
take that.
At the ending of my military career, but as we talked before, I did not know there was a lot. We had a lot more black people in our unit. So we dominated a lot of the things and ideas and agendas that was set forth.
But at the same time, you had leaders. Because I remember talking to some of your platoon. I remember talking to some of them like. They would tell you about situations in y'all platoon, like.
Okay, so all the Mexicans on our part, most of all the Mexicans, they carried the saws. Even the females.
Wow.
Even the females.
That's horrible.
So anybody who's listening, a saw is a squad automatic weapon.
Oh yeah, I'm talking
yeah. You got to get them on code, baby. A saw is an M249. Most of the soldiers in our units were carrying M16s and M4s, which is a smaller shoulder-fired rifle. But an M249 is that bitch spray. If for anybody who don't understand what I'm talking about, that bitch let the rounds off, and it's very heavy. And yeah, continue.
Just close.
Yeah, man. Like.
Yeah,
I know. When I was
I'm gonna come out once after I'm. Yeah, I got you. My fault, yeah.
You good. I know. Go ahead.
Yeah. But yeah, man, I didn't understand how much racism was. I didn't understand what was going on. I don't think I did. There's others that may have. There was. Just not on our level. It was more like the.
It was more. Yeah, it was more of people of color in your platoon, but not ours, bro.
It'd probably be one of them that get a chance to go to the board, and then 5 others,
Right.
So, and then they play their friends, the friend role, buddy. I drink with you on the weekend. We cool, and
we cool. Yeah.
So,
yeah.
You know how that goes.
And that's another thing that didn't work with us. Like, we couldn't on the weekends drink with a fucking commander, bro. Like you seen white soldiers drinking with white soldiers, bro. This is very factual right now. What I'm telling you, drinking with white commanders, bro. Like white officers. Like we couldn't do that shit. It's a lot of shit that we didn't pay attention to, that it was so until like we got a little older, like, but it was still shit there that, like, man, like the board, bro. If you don't make a joke of a motherfucker going to the board because you think they mind can't register that bullshit. Yeah, like don't do that because they did that to me. They made a joke of me going to the board. They sent me as a joke because they was running out of people to sing. So I go to that bitch and win that bitch. Now
and you went to that bitch and became a sergeant.
And then I went and became a sergeant in 2.5 years. Nigga, first of all, before I had even went to Iraq, I went to jail. So I'm fresh out of jail right into Iraq. Really, you know what I'm saying? So I had went to jail because some bullshit. Yeah, some bullshit. But anyways, it just that after that, they really like thought I was a scumbag. You know what I'm saying? So jumping from a fucking private to a sergeant in 2.5 years, that shit is hard, bro. So, and I had to prove myself, bro, even when I became sergeant, because people, once again, thought I wouldn't become a sergeant. But I got in them fucking books and did PT, all that shit. But the racism, man, that shit was so fucking on. It was so much of it on different levels. So different. So
it was
much
hard to identify at first.
Yeah, bro, because our mind was thinking, oh, because he laughing, blah, blah. Bro, it was black jokes, all types of shit, bro. Like, how many mechanics was it? I think it was 2 mechanics, a generator mechanic that was black and me that was black. That was in our platoon. Then we had my nigga Ray, who was signal, and Barnes, who was signal, and
that would be me and Barnes.
So, yeah, man. So that shit, you gotta deal through. You gotta put yourself through so much, bro. As a black person in the Army, hearing the shit that these motherfucking soldiers laughing with the NCOs about black jokes and shit, like.
And you have to take it.
And you have to take it, bro. You have to take it because you can't tell that sergeant, like, hey, sorry, I'll beat the fuck out of you. You say that again. But
hey,
go ahead, bro.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
So real quick, my experience on racism in the Army would start with myself and Costa. So myself and Costa, we were roommates in Iraq. We shared a very small room, both grown men in these small rooms. And so our other friend, Barnes, is a friend of all of ours. He ended up, his mother had passed. And so his mother had passed, and so he didn't come down to Iraq with the rest of us. So it was just myself and Costa in our room in Iraq. And when Barnes came down, there was no other room for him. So we said, being his friend, like, well, why don't y'all just put him in our room while y'all figure it out, and we trusted that they was going to find him a room, to put him in. And so like 6 months into our tour in Iraq, it's 3 grown men in a small ass room in Iraq. And Iraq is the regular temperature is like 115 degrees, right?
Yeah.
You got 3 grown men sweating and 40, 50 pounds of gear every day. And then you just throw 3 of them in there together. Everybody else was semi-comfortable except for us. We had to add an element of a 3rd body in a room.
And it was stank in that motherfucker.
Stank. It was stank. It was uncomfortable. And
it was uncomfortable, bro.
It came to a point where we was kind of getting tired of each other and we was getting upset with each other, but it wasn't nobody's fault. You know what I'm saying? It was just a space issue. And so I remember being the first person, I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna say something. So we had a white commander, which is an officer, and then we had a black first sergeant, which is enlisted but higher up. And so while on duty, I went over to our first sergeant, being a black dude, and I figured, I could come to him, and I'm like, hey, Barnes has been in this room with us about 5 months, bro. And I'm like, you know, it's and I love that we got a room for bro to hang out in, but
For real.
at the same time, yo, we need space. You know, like it's not even healthy. It's not sanitary at this point. Nobody else is going through this but us. Less than a week. He said, all right. He said, all right. So I would say about less than 3 days later, I get moved with a roommate, and the roommate that nobody wants. And I ain't gonna say his name, but he was a very odd character. He was a white soldier, older white soldier who had very childish ways. You know what I'm saying? He was the type of dude that you had to look after. I remember being on duty with this dude, and he fell asleep on guard duty, which protects the entire fob, and I had to scream at him to wake him up. Like, what the fuck? You can get us all blowed up if you don't pay attention. They put so as a punishment, not they didn't think, okay, yeah, we need to get these soldiers.
That was a punishment, man.
We need to get these soldiers in the correct rooms and the correct space. No, they was like, oh, you want to say something about it? Okay. So they ended up. I'm not even sure what they ended up doing with you and Barnes. I can't even recall. You can speak to that.
Yeah, they switched us up too.
Yeah, they put me in a room with the roomie that nobody want, and they gave me a weapon that was taller than me. So when Shaw spoke earlier about the M249, the M249 in its original state is a very long weapon. It has a very long muzzle, very large buttstock, and it's very heavy. And not only do you carry the weapon, but you have to carry the ammo bag with it.
Right.
And so myself, I'm a shorter guy. I'm 5'5" on a good day. You understand? and back then I was way lighter than I am now, and they gave me that as a punishment for speaking up for myself, Costa, and our comrade Bonds. And so I'm walking around like when I walked up the stairs, like the muzzle of this weapon would hit the stairs every time I walked up the stairs. I had to go to the black supply sergeant and get a shorter buttstock and a shorter muzzle to custom fit this thing to my specific body, and I had to make the best of that situation. But at first, I didn't see that as racism. I was like, okay. But I'm like, no other white soldiers or no other soldiers, period, are going through this. But y'all feel comfortable enough to put me through this just for speaking up on behalf of myself and my battle buddies. You know what I mean? Like, we in here, and we damn near suffocating in this bitch.
Right, man.
So that's my first story. I got more, but
man, we got a lot of fucking stories, man. I'm
gonna open it up for the rest of y'all for y'all to talk.
Shit. and we gonna get on again because how many stories we got? We got to have another show. Go ahead, Sean.
Bro, we ain't doing it regular base, bro. Cause this, I mean, you gotta understand, bro. This is healthy for me. I don't get to speak to people a lot, we're always doing business, but like to speak on this level, it's helpful for me. This is
me too, bro.
Because I need this. Because my mind, man, it's just you're trying to do so much, especially as a black man trying to really build some shit. It is 10 times harder to be able to convince someone and say, hey, you've got something. You've been through something. You not only been through it, you survived it and still trying to maintain all the bullshit. So, this is very medicine for me.
Right.
So, I'm really thankful. I'm thankful and honored to even be a part of the show and have y'all as his brothers, man. Like,
man, appreciate it, bro.
Likewise, bro.
Likewise.
I dropped tears, bro. I dropped tears when I read your message, Rick. I'm reading, and then I kept reading. Then I'm like, yeah, you fucking right. We doing this shit. Now we're living in it.
Right.
Let me just say it feels good to come back to a place with familiar faces that I trust to have these types of discussions, because when we got out of the military, like the internet age was still in MySpace era.
Yeah.
And so when you fast forward to today, things are a lot different. Things are a lot more advanced. We all got brands and podcasts, and it's like, well, why not come together and share this experience together? You know, and I feel the exact same way. When I came out to Texas, I was so proud to see you getting busy and doing the things that you were doing, because I know where you came from and I know where I came from. Let me just say real quick, I'm glad that that all of us are still alive. Shout out to Sergeant Bart. So Sergeant Robert Bartolomeo was a soldier that served with us, a white soldier, and some years ago he passed, and I believe it was due to a drug overdose. He was a person that I had a lot of personal experience with, because he and I had got real tight, and we had fell out before I got out of the Army. I think it was due to his drug use. He had a lot of erratic behavior, and at the time I didn't really know how to respond to it. We almost got in a fight the whole nine. And then, you fast forward to today, he's no longer with us. So I want to send my condolences to his family. And that was a guy that I really enjoyed being around, when he was in his solid mind. And I'd imagine that he succumbed to a lot of the same experiences that we are speaking about surviving right now. And that really hurt me when I found out he died. I cried, man, because I was like, damn, man, that could have been me, that could have been you, that could have been you,
bro, for real.
And when you add the race element to it, we fight a silent war that a lot of people don't know about. And what I wanted to ask is, in the country's current state, with us both being, with all of us being soldiers, defenders of the Constitution, but at the same time, first being black men, how do you feel?
Go ahead.
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead, bro. I'm gonna let you go, then I'm gonna come in on it. All
right, man. Bro, like, my feelings is everywhere. First of all, with what's going on, like, I'm gonna speak on the Black Lives Matter movement. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can speak on that in so many different ways, but I'm gonna speak on it the positive way. The positive way is, I actually think we're getting somewhere. We're getting somewhere. But at the same time, we got to get ourselves together, bro. Like, we got to come together in all fashions and supporting each other business-wise, supporting each other financially-wise. Like, there are so much that people need to know that's black and don't think they can do because of what a white person said. But you can't go by these people's mouths no more. It's all about up here now. Like, you can't, and I propose, like you said, get your conceals and shit, bro. I'm all for that. But let's get some knowledge too, though. We got to get some knowledge, bro, because these laws, they are so built to put us under.
That's real.
Like, they ain't built to put a white person down, bro. Because I seen white rapists get 5 years and seen a black dude who had sex with an 18-year-old, had sex with a 17-year-old with her consent, get 10 years. You dig what I'm saying, bro? Like, it's so much. Like, this shit is built. Like, they know already. A 17 and 18-year-old that's probably 6 months apart, and you want to put this young man under for 10 years, but this fucking 35-year-old, 40-year-old just rape the bitch. Just rape the motherfucker 13-year-old and you give him 5 years, like it's so many scenarios we can talk about this shit. But man, I'm saying, like, we have to get that knowledge, bro. If we don't get that knowledge and work on ourselves as a whole culture, like, fuck what they talking about. Like, man, work on ourselves. Let's get some banks. Let's get some schools, some good ass schools, some good ass teachers. Like, don't just throw no motherfucking body in there who can't read.
Real quick, shameless plug. There is a black bank that's I believe doing pretty major things. One United Bank. Look it up. It's a black bank.
I know who you're talking about.
That is a black bank. We have black cellular companies. Tap in with the black community. We have a lot more than you think. There's a lot of conversation that go, oh man, we could use more of this, more of that. They already exist. We just don't have knowledge of them. So seek those people out.
And that's what I'm saying. The support. That's when that black support come in. And we don't know all of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't know. Dude down the street that own that bank is black. We don't know that shit because he ain't advertising, like, he ain't getting that advertisement like Bank of America and shit, or BMO Harris and shit like that. Like, they ain't getting that advertisement, man. So it's hard when it's one bank out of 100 banks. It's one black bank out of 100 banks in the city. That's what I'm saying. Like, we need to get more. And we have bro, there's so many people that can do this shit, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, we can get 2 fucking states. It's just built all black. Like, we can get our own shit now. Like, it's not like the old days. We actually have money. Like, we actually can read. They couldn't read in the 60s, bro. Like, that we actually can read. It's just so much shit that we still trying to go backwards. Stop trying to go back. Stop hating on your brother. Like, first
straight up.
Like, stop hating on your sister. Like, we still trying to go backwards, man. Let's go forward, bro. Like, we gonna have disagreements. That's just what it is. That's life. Like, life is never gonna be without disagreement. I've been married 12
Conflict
years. I have a disagreement 2 times a week, probably. What the fuck? So let's kill that. I think, like, as a black community, bro, that's how I feel with everything going on. Even with this pandemic, this is the best time for us to start doing this shit. We don't have to go to Gucci, bro. We can go to one of these black boutiques who got some nice shit.
Straight up.
It's about, you look at Gucci, it's about 5 shirts on Gucci that look the fucking same, and y'all keep buying that shit every fucking year.
For
like
$1,500 for a shirt.
You know what I'm saying? Like, with the wackest fucking designs, all that shit. Like, that's just personally, bro. That's just how I feel personally. But I'm not lying, bro. Like, fuck that personally, but black together, we need to come together more, bro. If we have to, like, we don't want to go to war with you. We just want to be seen. We got to be seen, bro. Like, we don't want to go
acknowledged, respected.
The respect, that's it. That's all we want, bro. That's all we want. Like, we got to work on ourselves, start killing our people and all that shit, bro. But people, that shit happens. It's going to happen. It's not, that right there is not going to stop either. Like, but let's make it better for our kids, our grandkids, and all that, bro.
That's real. And I feel like they have a leg up already because they're coming up at this time. You know, they get to see this. And with us being in the information age, like, I know, like, with my own daughter, she connects with all of her peers, you know, through phone, and all of them are looking into merch and setting up their own brands. Right now, my daughter's working on her YouTube brand, and I thought that was real strong. I thought that was really cool for a young black girl to be working on branding herself at such a young age. You know what I mean?
I got with the
facts, bro. No, I ain't have no business mind at 10, my nigga. My daughter, she be selling all types of shit. She be selling crab boils, all types of shit, bro.
You said she was selling sunglasses and stuff too,
sunglasses and shoes. Like she just turned 15. She be selling all types of shit, bro. So
that's dope.
I didn't have a business in mind at 10, nigga. That was not what I was thinking about. I was thinking about sports, nigga. That nothing else. Not at 10.
I was thinking about wrestling. All I wanted to do was be on WWF, goddamn. I wanted to be in the middle of the ring doing the suck it, like.
Couldn't wait to fuck Undertaker up, huh?
I'll beat Undertaker ass.
Oh shit, man! Speak on it for us, Shaw. We ain't hear from you.
Okay, man, I'm loving this, bro, and it's crazy because the problem I think and I believe it is, man, is we've been trained to look at Black businesses, our people, as we're not good enough, or we're not at a level to spend with.
That's real.
That is kind of how we've been instilled and trained. You know what I'm saying? To move. Like, look at the way we move, bro. Just hear me out. Just hear me out. Okay, I know we was talking about the Black Lives Matter and the way things going on in the community. Okay, we talk about coming together, but it's hard to come together if you're trained to hate yourself.
It sounds like we got a beer budget with champagne taste.
Yes, bro. It's detrimental to how we can come up, because if I say, hey, bro, invest $1,500 in this idea, and it's like 3 Black brothers trying to make this idea move, the people that could support it look at it as, that's not finna go. That's not finna go.
They look at it as nigga shit.
Man.
So how can we come together? How can we push forward and build if we're still institutionalized that way? When we look at ourselves in the mirror,
I agree, bro.
I tell myself, you're a god. I have to tell myself that, so I wouldn't think of myself
every day
any lesser. I don't want to think of myself lesser. When I come into your establishment, I'm speaking to the person that owns the establishment,
right?
Because I respect your grind on how you built.
Right,
then I'll speak to somebody else.
Bruh, I literally have the greater than or equal to symbol tattooed on my chest.
Man,
you know what I'm saying?
And it's I love it. I love to be able to network with all these, and when you guys come down here, I'm gonna introduce you to all these guys that are doing amazing things out here. The brother in here that's doing stuff, he's doing amazing things out here, and you can come and work with. To have that is powerful. There's power in that. It's not always about the dollar. It's about the relationships that you build.
Relationship building, man. Hey, look,
that's what it is.
So Issa Rae has a quote that says, I think I heard it from her. It said, "Network across, not up." Ever since I heard that, I learned to tap in with the people next to me instead of tapping in with the people above me, because they have the same resources but at a cheaper cost. You know what I'm saying? Smoke Break Podcast already has a following. Inside Look Live already has a following, and I already know the owner personally, my nigga. So I'm good. You understand?
That's what I'm saying, bro. That's what I'm saying.
That is the essence, bro, of what I'm speaking on, and what I talk that way, and I will pay you guys when you come here. Hey, do a lecture, do a talk on this. Just let me know how much it's gonna cost, and we'll make it happen, because that's how we build. Now I don't got a lot of bread, but I know how to make some shit shake.
That's what it is, bro.
I'm literally writing a book, and it's only 3 chapters. So I know a lot of people don't like to read. So it's only 3 chapters, and it's only 30 pages. There's a reason why I'm using that 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. That number is kind of consecutive through the book.
Numerology.
Okay, and yes. Okay, so when I say you can obtain things, you can obtain anything you want without money. It is possible. I am doing it because I know it's possible. Okay, here, I had no social security card, no ID, no nothing but the black ass skin I got and the talent.
Right.
I had to use that and hone in on that to create some opportunity so someone could be like, hey man, well, I got this. Well, you can do that, and I can do this. Now you got the barter system again.
Networking. Boom.
And not only that, you just didn't have the talent. You start doing what I talked about. Research, bro. Don't be afraid to research, bro. Don't be afraid to research.
I hardly watch TV. I hardly watch TV, bro. I watch lectures. I watch 6 hours lectures while I'm working on something. I really try to enlighten my mind, because when I sit at the table with others, I don't want to be just quiet. Now, I can be physically quiet, but my body language and the intelligence I have is going to speak louder.
Hell yeah. And that's what we need in these meetings, bro, these corporate meetings, bro. We need to be out there like that in these corporate meetings, bro. Because, like I said, our knowledge, bro, our knowledge is going to get us far in how we support each other. And, Rick, what you said about network across, bro, network across, that was the best thing I ever fucking heard, bro. Because that's
across, not
because I'm going to be real, y'all. I used to be in celebrities' inbox like, yo, hit me up, blah, 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 blah. These niggas do not hit you back, first of all.
They don't give a fuck. They barely got it figured out. They just got lucky.
They don't give a fuck, bro. Like, then I'm like, you know what, man? Fuck all of this. I'm finna do this shit myself. Because at first, I was trying to start it off somebody sponsoring me. I'm finna do this shit myself. And then I'm finna talk to my people that's around me. I had a comedian from Milwaukee here. One of my homies, he a personal trainer. I had him. Like, then I connect with you niggas. Like, I'm finna do people like around me, man. Fuck these celebrities.
Straight up. Talk to your people.
Like, only thing they care about is
like
about that dust, bro.
Let me crawl and stuff out there, bro.
They don't want to hear shit if it's not funny. They don't want to hear shit if you're not a face already. So fuck that shit. I'm rolling with my niggas until the wheels fall off.
And it's easy to support some shit when it's already on.
Yeah.
But if you get in at ground level, there's unlimited potential. Yeah. I would rather be aligned with Smoke Break Podcast and Inside Look Live than the Breakfast Club. You feel me?
Yeah. I'm just grabbing it. Yeah.
I come in at this level. When you hit the fucking roof, I'm already in.
I'm already in. Shit, man.
I know you personally. I got your number. God damn it. Shit. I ain't got a big rich man for shit.
Yeah, bro. So listen, I had to step outside, man, because I had to get some of this raw. I had to get some of this outside real quick.
Okay.
Hey, man, go ahead and get you a piece, bro.
I had to. You know what I mean? I love my melody. But I just, it's empowering, bro, I don't see you guys as the military dudes anymore, bro. I see you guys as moguls. You feel me?
Right. Hell yeah, bro.
We can't on it. We must live in it. That's all I'm saying. It's easy to post something. It's easy to share something, but to actually live it is
different. It's different. It's different. And people will. Hey man, listen. This another good ass conversation. That shit crazy. Like you don't get this much knowledge in this short amount of time. And it's like we just tapped the whole world into our lives on hitting rock bottom, having PTSD, our views on what's going on, our views on racism in the army. Like you just tapped in. Celebrities can't do this. You know what I'm saying?
A lot of them ain't been through half of what we went through.
Yeah, celebrities can't do this. They can walk a mile in our boots. You know what I'm saying? So
I believe the tech field, I think they call this raw data.
Raw data.
Ground level.
Ground level, man. And man, shit, man, I appreciate y'all for real, man. Like, man, I needed this too, though. I needed this. And, you know, I had to.
I like that shirt.
Hey, bro.
I
I'm gonna have to cop some from you.
Hey, bro, send me the link so I can send the bread.
Hey, bro, you know the hardest shit ever, bro, is creating a fucking website that you want to sell shit.
Hey, a lot of that shit is plug and play. Don't be intimidated. Because I set my website up by myself, but I had to have somebody give me a pep talk like, hey, that shit ain't no worse than setting up an Instagram. They do that shit. Listen. Get you a Squarespace or something.
We together, so what I've got, y'all got.
Facts.
I just spoke on this in a meeting a second ago, bro.
Straight up.
Look, I'm in Texas. You guys are in 2 other states. How can we not speak?
Right.
How can we not build?
Right. That's what I'm saying, bro. That's
side by side everywhere I go. I'm supporting my brothers till I die.
Hey, so real quick, are y'all hip to Nikki Barnes and the council?
Yeah.
Okay, so the council, they had a saying where they would all hold hands and they say, treat my brother as I treat myself. And I believe in that wholeheartedly.
Man,
you know
what?
So exactly what y'all talking about. Hey, if I got it, you got it. Just hit me up.
It's all love, bro. Hey, man. Let them know that we can find y'all. And then we out of here. My mans, we got to go eat. So,
hey, I'm cooking out right now. I don't celebrate the 4th, but I got some shit on the grill, baby.
Hey.
Yeah, man. Hell yeah, man. I listen, I really appreciate being a part of Smoke Break Podcast.
Man, appreciate it, bro.
Genius motherfucking EnRico, goddamn, versus world, motherfucking building up the herbs for us to live longer and longer. I learned so much.
Yeah.
Podcast, y'all need to replay this hoe and replay this hoe. Burn that like button up. Burn that like button up. Burn it up. Because listen, no, for real, this real shit before I hop off here, man. We are gods out here and we're making shit shake.
Let's do it, bro. You know, I'm telling you, bro. That conversation we just had, I feel much
It was therapeutic, wasn't it?
Therapeutic as a bitch, bro. So, hey, you don't get that, bro. We don't get that. Like,
hey, I feel like that was better than the first time.
It was. It was.
Yeah. Really hone in, man. And shout out to all my vets. Shout out to everybody that the ancestors and the ones beyond.
On everything. Let them know where we can find you, Rick.
All right, so real quick, y'all can find me at EnRico versus World, EnRico VS World. I am on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. My YouTube is more so a lifestyle page. You can also find my photography page, EnRico Photo, EnRico FOTO on Instagram.
What about that music? I still be listening to your music, so I know everybody else.
Oh shit! Hey, listen, you can either YouTube or whatever platform you can look up EnRico.
Ooh, that's my shit.
Hey, Trunk Digital. Hey, Trunk Digital is a sleeper, man.
That shit cold.
And you want to look up either EnRico or Esquire McIntyre. That was my former stage name.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Hey, man. Smoke Break Podcast, Inside Live, EnRico versus the World. We out this bitch. Peace.